Those of you hoping for a rebound in silver prices might want to hear what Neil Meader, head of precious metals research for Thomson Reuters GFMS, has to say. He joins me on the line now. Neil, I know your research firm came out with their Silver Survey 2013. Were there any findings that really struck you?
I think the two areas to look at in the fundamentals are the fact that mine supply is growing quite nicely at the moment. We're seeing strong contributions coming through last year from the lead zinc sector, and this year we should see a decent amount added as a byproduct from the gold mining sector. So we've got really quite strong underlying growth in mine production. As regards the main element of demand, that's the industrial areas, that had a hard year last year. The photovoltaic sector suffered quite hard. We saw a decent amount of thrifting and substitution in general uses, and also there was some quite intensive destocking at various points on the supply chain, and so we actually ended up with a 4% decline in industrial fabrication last year. That said, if we're looking to this year, we would expect to see a decent rebound for that, and we could actually end up with a 3-year high for the industrial uses.
A 3-year high for industrial usage. Neil, what could that mean for silver prices that are really suffering right now?
I think if people see that the fundamental backdrop isn't too overwhelming, that will provide some sort of comfort to investors. The fact that mine production is rising is something of a given, but it's the volatility in areas of demand that can cause concern. And I think if people see that real-world demand is coming back quite strongly, that will be of use. And we're certainly already seeing some response from investors, more so on the sort of retail, smaller player side, that sales of Silver Eagles, for instance, are performing very well at the moment. And I think that's one good example of how the market could turn and move higher.
Yes, a definite thirst for silver coins. And Neil, I know your firm has said that it could see silver reclaim the $30 an ounce title this year. Could you elaborate?
I think there are various factors that should lead us to see a recovery for precious metals prices in general in the second half, and silver should be a beneficiary of that. And so I think we could easily see a recovery back over the $30 mark. We might even get as high as 32. And clearly it's a volatile beast that we're dealing with, and if we get any sudden surge coming through from investors, we could see the price becoming quite exciting again. I think the downside is certainly better, more easy to define now than the upside. After the correction, I don't think there's still any real appetite in the short term to short the metal to any great extent, but I think people are very much more aware of the potential in the medium term. But we would need to see some external factors kick in order to rejuvenate fund interest in the metal.
Yes, Neil, and I think during this scavenger hunt for silver coins, there seems to be a perception that there is a silver shortage. Are you seeing that, or is it simply a question of production?
We're far from a silver shortage. If you look at stocks in the sort of European dealer stocks, Comex stocks, there's a huge amount of silver out there. It's just that at the moment it's in the wrong countries, it's in the wrong formats, and so you can very easily have a shortage of coin blanks, whatever stage you're at in actually getting the coins made, in conjunction with very high levels of silver bar form stocks being in existence.
And Neil, when you say it's in the wrong countries, which countries would need it now? Obviously, the U.S. Mint, Canadian Mint?
The U.S. is an obvious centre for retail investment, and the numbers there have certainly been very strong. And so that's one area where we are hearing of shortages of the right sort of products. Whereas if you're looking at some of the, if you're talking to some of the refiners in Europe, they're having a big problem trying to get rid of the stuff. You are kind of left with a situation just shipping large bars to the London market. So talk of shortage is very specific to location and form.
Thanks for your thoughts, Neil, and thanks for watching this edition of Kitco News. You can email us at newsfeedback@kitco.com or follow this conversation at Daniela Cambone. Thanks for watching.